This is Dr. Mark Hyman. I'm really excited to have you in my kitchen and my house and share with you one of my favorite recipes from my cookbook, the Blood Sugar Solution Cookbook. It's actually my mom's recipe. It's called Mom's Fish in a Velvety Tomato Sauce. And it's not any mom, it's actually my mom's recipe, and it's delicious. And the reason I like it is because it's simple. It's got just a few ingredients: fish, onions and garlic, ginger, a little curry powder, some canned fire roasted tomatoes, and that's it. And in a few minutes, you can have a delicious, nourishing, healthy meal that not only makes you happy because your palate is delighted, but actually keeps you healthy and makes your body work properly. So I'd like to share with you the recipe. I'm going to start to make it here, and I've got some fabulous ingredients. First, I've got olive oil, and I use extra virgin olive oil. I only use extra virgin. I try to use organic. It tastes way better, and you want to make sure you don't heat it on too high heat because it can burn. So just sort of put it in your pan, let it warm up a little bit, and then you take your onions. And onions are a wonderful food. They give lots of flavor to food, but they also have healing properties because onions are part of the allium family and they taste like sulfur. Sulfur is a powerful detoxifying and antioxidant molecule. So here we go, putting little onions in and stir fry those. Just let those cook a little bit. Let those sort of saute, get warm. You want to let them get translucent, as my mother says, translucent onions. And nothing better than a little translucent onions. And I let that cook down for a while and get it all nice and soft. And I like to put the ginger and garlic in early. Now, when I cut the onions, I use a special technique where I cut the end off the onions and then I chop it in half and then I peel the layer of skin off very easily and then I just chop it. It makes it very easy. And I have little tricks with ginger and garlic too. For example, with the garlic, I smush it with a knife and the skins just come right off, and then you can chop it or you can squish it or put it in a press. Ginger, I peel it with a knife and then chop it up in little pieces. Very simple. So here we go. We got a little ginger, we've got a little garlic. Yum, yum, yum. And stir all that around. And I use All-Clad actually. I love this pan. I've had this, I don't know, for 20 years. It's still a fantastic pan. It cooks very well, evenly. It's made of anodized aluminum, and it's a really safe, wonderful cooking pan to use. So I let that cook down, and then eventually we'll put on our other ingredients: the salt and the pepper, curry powder. In fact, this curry powder is so fabulous. I got this from India when I was in India. And curry is a wonderful collection of spices, but it contains turmeric, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory. So this is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, lycopene-rich, omega-3 rich, yummy, healing meal, but it doesn't taste like it's medicine. It tastes like a delicious meal you get at a fabulous restaurant. And I really encourage you to use your selection of ingredients to help your body heal. And it's very easy to do that. If you learn a few simple ideas about what foods contain what healing properties, then you can just make your recipes and menus based on those. And that's what I do all the time. When I go to the drugstore, I think about it as my pharmacy. That's Pharmacy. And I try to actually shop for my drugs when I go to the supermarket. So we'll let this cook up nice and even, and then we'll take some. Look, at the onions are getting nice and translucent. You might want to have a look here and see how good they look. And they're really nice and evenly translucent. Cook it up for a few minutes. And then I take some pepper, just some nice ground pepper. And it's very easy to get ground pepper. You just put it in a pepper mill and put a little pepper in. You can do it however you'd like to taste it. I have some Celtic sea salt here, which is good. I just take a pinch of salt and put it in. Salt's not bad for you. You know, when we have added salt to our diet, it's because we're eating processed foods. And these processed foods have tablespoons of salt in them when you add it all up. I mean, the average American eats about a teaspoon or two a day of salt. And I don't think that we should be worrying about the salt we add to our food. It's the food that's added to our food when we have processed and junk food, not the food we add to our little recipes. And then I take curry powder. Now, making a recipe for actually double what the recipe is, because I got a lot of hungry people in my house, so I'm going to make them food where I can have lunch right after this. And I use a teaspoon of this curry powder, put it in, it gives it a nice flavor, and I mix it all in together. And I let this saute and get the onions and garlic all nice and warm, and make sure that all the onions are coated with the garlic and the the curry powder. Mix it all up. And now that that's sort of cooked down a little bit, what I'm going to do is take the fire roasted tomatoes. Now, tomatoes are a wonderful food. They're full of vitamins and antioxidants, and lycopene in particular has been shown to actually help prevent prostate cancer. And I use only BPA-free organic cans, so I make sure I don't get that BPA stuff, because BPA is a toxin that's actually been shown to cause diabetes. Now this is a really yummy recipe. Put 2 cans in and mix it all up. It's really easy. Just get your ingredients ready. Cooking is actually not that hard. You know, as my mother said to me, if you can read, you can cook. So all I do is read the recipe and follow the directions, and it sort of makes itself. Stir it up, and I let it sort of cook down. So I'm going to now let it cook for a while, let it simmer, and then we're going to come back and put the fish in and let it poach. I also have got kale here, which I used for the basic plan. I use a little bit of black rice, and for the advanced plan, we'll use a little bit of kale. We'll steam some kale in a minute, and we'll put this wonderful poached fish on a bed of kale. It's a fabulous meal, very easy to make, doesn't take a long time. And for the kale, you know, what I do is I take the kale and I make sure I take the stems out, because you don't want those crunchy, hard, woody stems. Then you got to take the stems out and then chop it after you've washed it. And I sprinkle a little lemon, maybe a little olive oil, salt on the steamed greens after they're done. Very easy to make. Oh, also I've got parsley here, which is a fantastic little garnish. Parsley is a great antioxidant, it's a detoxifier, and I use it as a garnish on the fish after it's done. So in a few minutes we'll come back and we'll finish up the recipe and show you how we can have a wonderful lunch or a dinner. All right, so now that you've got all the ingredients assembled, you just take the cover and cover the sauce and let it simmer for maybe 10 minutes. And while I'm letting it simmer, what I'm gonna do is get the kale ready. I've already cut the kale, I've got it right here. It's full of special phytochemicals called glucosinolates, which are powerful detoxifiers. They help you get rid of mercury, heavy metals. They also help you prevent cancer. And on top of this, kale is a fabulous source of magnesium, folic acid, B vitamins, and many other nutrients that we need for getting healthy. So I love kale. I eat it all the time. In fact, I have a kale forest in my garden. And what I've done is I've just taken a nice pot. I filled it with a little bit of water. I'm going to turn the heat on and put it on the heat and let the thing heat up. And what I'm going to do is then take this and steam the kale. So I put the kale in here, let it steam up. It doesn't take long. You don't want to overcook it because it gets all soggy and wilted and disgusting. So while we're letting the kale steam and the sauce simmer, I want to explain to you how you can adapt all the recipes in the blood sugar solution to match your need. If you're mild diabetes, you know, basic plan you're following, or if you have advanced diabetes, pre-diabetes, it's more advanced, or type 2 diabetes, then you might want to follow the advanced plan and you can modify the recipes. So this recipe is adaptable. You can put the poached fish and the sauce on a bed of kale, or you can use my favorite, which is black rice. I love black rice. It's actually called forbidden rice or the emperor's rice, and it's full of antioxidants, just like blueberries. They call them proanthocyanidins, and it also is very low glycemic index rice, so it doesn't raise your blood sugar as much as regular rice. And it's black rice. I love it, and it has a wonderful taste, and it's very, very nutty and delicious. So I use this for myself because I'm not somebody with diabetes. Actually, I know how to fix it, right? That's why I wrote the book. And here we've got this fabulous rice that I use. But you can use the kale if you have advanced diabetes and you want to just enjoy all kinds of wonderful food together in different varieties and different arrangements depending on what your needs are, and it's really all customizable. Now we've let the sauce simmer a little bit. I'm going to take the lid off. You can see how beautiful this looks, how gorgeous the sauce looks. And I'm just going to take the fish and I'm going to lay it on top here and let it poach on top here and mix it all in together. And this really great looking fish. This is cod, and just try to just mix it all in here. Let it cook. I'll turn it up a little bit and mix it all in with the sauce so it gets all coated, and it's really delicious. And it simmers, and then we'll have a wonderful meal. We're having this as a Sunday afternoon lunch. I love to cook for my friends and family, and it's one of the most satisfying things I do, to make a delicious meal and share it with other people, enjoy good food and good friends and happiness. So that's really fantastic. And then you just cover it and that's it. It's so easy, anybody can do it. Now we're gonna take the kale out. Since it's done, it only takes a few minutes, very quick to cook. And you just take the nice kale, put it in here and get it out of the steamer and have a nice, beautiful, green, delicious kale. So now I've got the kale in a bowl. I just put a little seasoning and sauce on it. I like a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit of olive oil on it. And I use extra virgin olive oil, and it's really yummy. Good olive oil makes it have a nice taste. And I take a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of salt, a little sea salt. It makes it have a nice taste. And then I put some lemons, squeeze some lemons on it. Very simple, very easy food. I don't make complicated recipes. I don't have the patience for it, and I'm too busy. So I like to cook easy, simple meals. So now you have this wonderful kale, very easy. Steam it, and a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of salt and pepper, and it makes a great, wonderful side dish, or you can use it under the fish as part of your poached fish. So that's it. It's a simple meal. Mom's fish in velvety tomato sauce, some steamed kale with lemon and olive oil, and some black rice. Really yummy, simple to make, and easy to get. So here's the way I put it together. We first, for the advanced plan, you want to use the steamed kale. And I take a little bit of steamed kale, and you can eat as much of this as you want. This is one of the unlimited vegetables, so you can put a lot in the bottom here. And then I take a beautiful bit of the poached fish, and I stick it right on the top here, like this. A beautiful, yummy, delicious presentation. And a little bit of sauce. And then I put a little parsley on it, and we have a wonderful, wonderful meal. Very simple, very elegant, very healthy, very delicious. And then for those of you who are on the advanced plan, I actually put a little bit of black rice. A little bit of black rice, half a cup at the most. A little bit there. I didn't measure it, but pretty close. And then a little fish on top. And here we go. It's yummy, delicious, and healthy. And then again, a little bit of the parsley on top, and you've got a wonderful, simple, easy to make meal. So Mom, I want you to come over now that you've inspired me to make this recipe. This is my mom, and this is her mom's velvety fish in tomato sauce. So enjoy it.